I hope all is well. There's something I want to talk to you about as it relates to artificial intelligence. It is really taking hand in many things. And what might be surprising to you is that artificial intelligence is guiding the way we move. A few days ago it happened. Something that I always warned individuals that could happen. You see, what happened is that history was being rewritten. Books were on the library shelves. You could choose a book, but you couldn't alter that text. But now we can alter information. We have always been told that we can digitize information. And when it's digitized, it's safe for the next generation. When we alter history, we are actually revising the knowledge. And what we have to understand is that artificial intelligence is going to require human oversight. It will require individuals who have an understanding of what humanity is. We must advocate for, of course, AI literacy. And it's not just an ordinary literacy. I call it AI critical literacy. Because according to United Nations, this form of technology is one that mimics human behavior. And as a result, we could see significant problems in the future. I want to say to you at this point in time, as we look towards the future, let us think about what we can do. You see, what happens when someone controls this technology and they're able to dictate certain things, from educational policies to how certain things are taught, and that is not freedom of intellectual capabilities. And that's why I always go back to Pablo Freire. He talks about education as a process of what? Emancipation or a process of control. Either way you take it, we have to decide in our society if we are going to go this road. Now, the thought several individuals have stated, will we have a need for educators? Now, let us step into the world where educators are needed. Educators are needed more than ever. If has never been a time that we are needed, because we are needed to ensure that, guess what, we are mentoring individuals using AI. We are, of course, creating content that reflects not just a revisionist idea, but something that can stand the test of time and represents humanity in its every sense. We are needed because if we don't stand up for the ethical consideration of what is needed in our society, then it goes away. Universities are becoming very scared. They don't want to engage in certain dialogue because of the fear of funding. While this may be so, I was not educated in the United States. I was educated in the UK and somewhat in Jamaica. One thing I liked about UK's education system is that it allowed you to express free critical thought about the system. It was a window into critical conversations. And sometimes I engage in these conversations and I have, of course, enjoyed them. When you restrict that critical discourse in our society, what you are doing is to practically clamp down on creativity, ideas that might enhance our society because you have a dominant ideology. So when you have individuals having to practically go into their institutions, look at every document, change words and change policies just because of a political ideology that wants to be dominant, we have a problem. We can balance both. We can have one ideology and another. And of course, we can fuse them together to make a better tomorrow. One ideology being substantially pushed and the other one being sanctioned. That's not for a healthy democracy. It is a problem. And what we realize that AI is feeding to the dominant debate and of course the coercion as it relates to who controls the power of funding. That's totally wrong. Education should be valued. Education should be a powerful tool for emancipation, for educating people, for giving them critical thoughts as it relates to how they can navigate their space. So when you have one dominant ideology coming in, we're in problems. We are in for a deep problem. Let me start by saying, where will you be on the end of the road as it relates to your ideological assumption? Will your ideological assumption lead to a better pathway, or will it be one that increases the issue of discrimination And of course, if that is so, you really need to critically reflect on your thought as you position yourself for a better tomorrow. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.